right off the bat. Wow, I'm on fire tonight. All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm only going to talk for a brief minute, and then I'm going to pass it over to Amanda. She can do some deep breathing before she starts. If she starts breathing heavy, she's okay, everyone. She's her coping. Kept thinking, I was sitting at swim practice and I was listening to calls and doing some work, and I was like, what do I want to, kind of talk with, and I'll, end up after we listen to all the great stuff Amanda's going to talk about, which I'm really excited about because she's talking about the power of a positive mindset. And really without that, you'll hear the quote, and I'll say it again and again, if you're not doing personal development, you might as well just quit now. So true, guys. It's harsh, but it's true, because at some point, things get tough, and if your mindset's not right, and if you don't have a grateful heart, and if you're not positive, and you're not doing some kind of personal development to fill your heart and fill your soul and fill your brain, then you're just going to get stuck. That's the number one thing to get you out of a rut, in my opinion: action and personal development. So there is something that I listened to earlier this week, and it was I think it was Darren Hardy, but he quoted all these other people, so you never know who you're listening to. You're like, I don't know who really said it, but he said, when you think about what you want for your kids, what is the most common answer? And I mean, you could put it in the chat. It'd be interesting to see what people say. What do you wish for your kids more than anything? And what he said was the first thing that I said, and that was that they would be happy, that they would be happy individuals, they would grow up happiness. That's what people wish for their kids, right? And it's in our society, I mean, that's not a bad answer. That's what people answer, but we're also on this constant pursuit of happiness. And it makes people unhappy because they're always trying to get somewhere, and it's where is this magical pursuit of happiness end? What's ever going to be enough? What's going to make you happy? Then aren't you going to want something else? And so I will find out who the quote came from, but he said, years ago, someone said the key to happiness is 3 things: be kind, be kind, be kind. And I loved that. I was like, wow, if you woke up every day and just practice kindness with people, don't worry about the happiness. That's going to come naturally. When you spend your day being kind to other people, and I think that's what a lot of what being a coach is adding value and kindness and meeting people where they're at, and being a genuinely real person that wants to connect with people, because we connect with people about big emotions, guys. Weight loss and health is a very big issue. It's not buying a bag that you put a monogram on. It's not putting mascara on your face. It's more than that. This is really deep, heavy stuff. And if we were to practice kindness every day with people, you will be happy. And if you were to tell your kids, if you were to teach your kids that, they will be happy. Instead of this pursuit of happiness, which he even went on to say is rather selfish. If you're pursuing for yourself to be happy, why don't you start focusing on helping other people be happy by being kind to them, and your happiness will follow. So that was a great message that I listened to this week, and something that I wanted to share with you guys, because I was supposed to do a live video on it today, but I really have just not got my stuff looking decent enough at any point during the day to go on live video. So on that, I'm going to pass it over to Amanda, who's always gorgeous and glowing, and I am proud of her for stepping up and saying that she would lead the call tonight, and I'm excited to hear what you have to share, girl. So take it away.
All right. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So for anybody that wasn't on the call at the very beginning, there's something that I would like to do before we get started. I want everybody to take a couple minutes, if not minutes, a couple seconds to just take some deep breaths, like belly breaths into your stomach. Hold it. Just because I'm anxious, so I need it. So you guys just breathe with me. Do 2 more of those. One more. So, okay, now that we have that out of the way, I think I can be human again. So one thing that I wanted to do first, because I've been just slacking a little bit with this, is just recognize all of you guys for taking the time out of your night to be on this call live, because it's always just, I feel like it's just more, you get more out of it live, I think, as opposed to listening to it in the car and not really seeing it all. So thank you guys for taking the time. Everybody that's doing their hump day hustling, as Blaine put it, especially Kim. So I just wanted to recognize all you guys, and I don't know if there's any new coaches on the call, but if so, thank you guys too for being on here. And I just wanted to recognize you guys for taking time out of your busy lives to be on here. So what I wanted to talk about tonight was just kind of harnessing a positive mindset. Some ways that might be able to help you guys, just things that I do, like techniques that work for me, that can kind of trickle into your life, into your business, into your relationships, just kind of everything. And this topic is just, it's super important to me because it's just a huge piece of my ultimate just success, like now and later and just forever. It's actually like the biggest part of my why. So just a quick background. I don't want to take all day, but just kind of like how this applies to tonight's call. So for anybody that doesn't know my story, I just wanted to put that out there for a second, just really quickly. So just to back up a little bit, I was diagnosed bipolar when I was like fresh into college. All these changes, like my parents had just gotten divorced. I was drinking. I was, experimenting with drugs. I was drinking again and more. And, it just probably wasn't the best time for somebody to diagnose like a 20-year-old with bipolar. So that's kind of how this all, like, why this is so important to me. This is also why it's important to get a second opinion from any medical professional or fitness professional, especially if you're unsure. But my mom was really worried about me, so we just kind of went with the diagnosis. I was heavily medicated, like all through college, taking things that you probably shouldn't take and drink alcohol, but you're in college and I was young and, whatever. So, that, we didn't really look into doing like counseling or therapy or anything, and I did see some different therapists throughout college along the way that were just managing my medication, people who were adding other issues to my diagnosis, telling me I had anxiety, which I do, and ADHD. And so they medicated me for those things as well. So everybody pretty much agreed I was never depressed. I was just really moody. So everybody was worried because I was in such a mood all the time. But anyway, so moving on a couple years after I got out of college, I continued to just kind of take the easy route and have my primary care doctor manage my medication. I wasn't seeing a counselor. I wasn't talking to anybody about anything that was going on. I was just taking a pill every day and just kind of accepting the diagnosis. Fast forward a little bit more, I met Mario, fell in love with him. He was accepting of my mood swings and all my crazy moving pieces and all that stuff. And we got married. I didn't do anything. I was just kind of in a funk basically and just kind of accepting things. And then we're talking about having kids. So, okay, I need to get off all this medication. I went and saw somebody that specializes in pre and postnatal and all that stuff. And she was just like, nothing about your history and none of your previous doctors and your mom, like nobody thinks, like, I don't think you're bipolar. I'm really sorry. You've been on this medication for 11 years now, but it's time to get off. So that just not having that constant medication just like controlling me anymore was like, I was really worried. That's also about the same time that, Kim sent me her like kind of check-in message to see how I was doing and tell me that like my picture was cute or something. And, so I finally decided, okay, if I'm going to get off this medication and, just work on changing my life, just do it. Let's do it all. So that's kind of why I, decided to be a coach, was because I needed something constant in my life. Like I needed a routine. I needed to get back into something, to just kind of to see if I could handle being off medications. And so far, minus some social anxiety that I have and speaking and stuff, it's gone pretty well. And, just doing an exercise program, and not only an exercise program, but being back on the 21-day fix, which is what got me back into this, is just, that's like everything to me. So, So I think that kind of just gives you some background. I have some notes here. I'm like cheating a little bit. Sorry to make that long-winded at all. But anyway, that's why just trying to maintain like a positive mindset and a positive attitude all the time is like my number one. It's more important to me than weight loss. I mean, it's more important to me than everything. So that being said, that's why I wanted to just kind of, impart any wisdom that I have to all of you guys. So let's see. Basically, it's just a cycle, like if we're all working out, we're all trying to eat as healthy as possible. And you know that if you look good, you feel good, you end up being good to other people. So it's just a huge cycle. And people notice it. A lot of people are always like, what the hell are you drinking? What are you eating? Why are you so happy all the time? Like I was getting that a couple months ago, and that was awesome, because I'd be like, I'm drinking Shakeology. That's why I'm happy. No, but it was more than that. But anyway, so that's just a little bit of background. So now I just wanted to kind of give you guys just like a couple ideas or a couple tips or things that work for me, that work for other people, that you can kind of fit into your lifestyle somehow. And you may already do some of these things. And if you do, that's perfect. So obviously personal development plays a huge role. Kim already mentioned that. I think it was Blaine that had a call about like Jimmy's top 10 tips or something, where she was saying that there's business personal development and then there's like personal development right here. So ever since she said that, I've kind of like, I've put it on my tracker to, I need to do both of those. And I always get my business development in, and days that I don't get in something for my like my own soul and my personal development, not just the business side of things, I really notice it. And Wednesdays, it's funny that this call is on Wednesday, because Wednesday is my really rough day at work. So something that I started doing, I think last week, which was a huge help to me today, was doing just positive affirmations like in the car. So we're going to do that at the end of this call, because I'm sitting in the car talking to myself, and people are probably like, what is this girl? But then again, I don't care. Like, I don't care. This is what helps me. And I have on pretty much blinders when I'm driving, which is probably not a good thing. So personal development, obviously that's number one. Number two, something that I actually started doing, I did it as like a 30-day challenge. And then I continued it, is just keeping a gratitude journal. And when I started it, I was literally just, I was basically, the rotation was like, what is like a thing, something that you're grateful for? Like what's like another person, something, just, it was all these different things. So I only really was doing one thing a day, and then it got bigger and longer. And, I only have so much time, or else I would write all day. But like, if nothing else, just write. You don't have to write, I am grateful for, I am thankful for. You don't have to write all of that. But if nothing else, just write like what happened, what's going on. Like I do that first thing in the morning. I only take up like half of a page in my journal, but just to kind of put it out into the universe, and just like, I'm so thankful for these things. And, later in the day, I go back to my journal and I write down more of like to-dos, goals, things like that. So that's also really helpful. Something that I noticed the Murphys do, they put GF, and I didn't pick up on that, grateful for. So that's something really simple that you can do too. If you don't have time to keep a journal, just put it in with your daily food log. And that way, but be mindful when you're doing it. Don't just like, I'm grateful for this team. We know you are, but when you're just, you want to be like, they always have really good, I can't even think of one because I'm nervous right now, but they always have like just the best, I'm grateful for this. And that's a great way to fit it into your day. So if you haven't seen them doing that, maybe you need to look a little closer at their food logs, and maybe that's like just a small way that you can add that in. Let's see. So yeah, but doing that first thing in the morning, just for me personally, is what really helps me set my intention for the day, and to kind of just wake up with like an attitude of gratitude, and just, to be able to handle all the rough stuff that happens at my crazy work and all that stuff. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is just perspective. So this is like a little, I do this, I practice this a lot when I'm having conversations with my friends or when I'm talking to a coworker. Basically, just trying to look at everything from another perspective, the good, the bad, the ugly, yes, even the good. every once in a while, and not just celebrating your joy, but just always try to put something into another perspective, just so, you know, you learn how that you can flip a situation around, flip it upside down, you know, and at least try to better understand it. Some people think this is like manipulative. I don't think so if you're doing it with good intentions, but it's just, you know, for example, I have a coworker that she's always just kind of like filling my ears with like negative just banter. I don't really know what she's talking about. I try to listen because I know she really just wants to vent, but she's really just putting a lot that I can't handle. So I'm always like, well, did you maybe consider that they're doing this because XYZ, like, or I'll try, you know, somebody's trying to give her a new job that she doesn't want. Did you ever just think that maybe they think very highly of you? You know, just as some examples, just as a way to kind of practice it, is to use it when you're talking to other people, just to kind of help them. And by doing that, you're able to kind of just be more introspective and help yourself a little when something's not going your way, or somebody calls you a subordinate at work, which happened to me today, which I was like, it's okay, life is good, it's fine, I can ignore this man, you know. So just stuff like that, just being able to kind of talk to yourself, not necessarily out loud, but just you guys, I think you get what I'm saying about that. So gratitude, perspective, Spotify, okay, that's on my list right in front of me. So music, clearly. And I know Shailene has some things out about this, but some mornings I have a hard time getting out of bed. Like I recently am trying to get back into my morning like workouts, even though my physical therapist told me not to. It's just better for my brain, so I'm just going to try it again for a little while. But when I wasn't doing that, I would wake up in the morning, and if I was kind of in a funk, or if I hit snooze way too many times, then the next thing I would do would be turn on Spotify, and they have all these awesome playlists like mood booster, happiness, confidence, like all these like different channels that you can listen to. And I feel like that's huge because, you know, and not only when you're in a funk, but like just putting some music on, like while I'm getting ready in the morning, and like dancing around with the towel on my head, like just, you know, just trying to like enjoy myself and get out of my mood. That always helps me, especially when you set it on one of those like specific genre channels, like, you know, happiness. Why not? So and I also feel like that really taps into like just being creative and being yourself and being unique. Like that also is, you know, are things that will make you happy. So just taking time out to just be stupid while you're by yourself is like, why not? You know, like if there was a fly on every wall in my house, like that wouldn't be good. But they'd be happy flies. So, so music, and then, I kind of just wanted to talk to you guys. Like, I don't want to be too long-winded, but I also wanted, like, I still have a few things to say, but, so let's see. Okay, so I just wanted to talk about how this just leaks into the rest of your life for a second. You got, like, I know that we're all kind of going towards the same goals. Like every day we struggle, like, do we push play? Do we not push play? Is it easy for you to push play? Or is it easy for you to go for a run or a walk or whatever? But sometimes like you guys struggle, we all struggle with that. Sometimes, you know, we struggle with a piece of cake being in front of us and not having as much willpower as we may on other days. And then, you know, but the whole point of keeping a positive outlook on everything, and like I said from the very beginning, it's more important to me than weight loss. You know, it's just, it just it leaks into every other area of your life. Like if you're just like, it's not a big deal. Like I had a piece of cake, I made a stupid video about it, and I threw the icing away. Like I was perfectly fine doing that today just because I needed it. Somebody was mean to me. I wasn't emotionally eating, but it was just like, it was something you just, like I said, you just kind of have to take a step back and, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's a piece of cake. Or you didn't do your workout today. It's not the end of the world. But we all know that doing the things that we're like drinking our shake and eating healthy and all these things, you know that they trickle into the rest of like your mood. When you guys don't do your workouts, you don't feel good. And then you start getting like looking in the mirror like, oh my God, like I have like all this stuff down here, and, you know, and that's another thing that we all have to stop doing. And I know we all really try, but just like doing the whole what did Kim, what did you said it's just like the comparison trap, you know? And I feel like that's so easy to do because we have so many amazing people on this team. It's easy to look at anybody on this team and just be like, God, she has so much energy, or like she's always doing this and that, and she looks great, and what is she talking about? But that's another thing, like we're all here for each other for the support aspect, which I meant to say earlier, but that's like like I could cry just thinking about it some days, and I'm not going to do that to you guys, but that's huge. I'm rambling, I'm really sorry. Let's take a couple more deep breaths. You guys ready? Just two. Breathe in. Don't breathe in through your chest. I just breathed in through my chest. Breathe in through your belly. Try again. One more. Megan, you're not breathing. Okay. So I just wanted to just give you guys some tips. I know that's not like rocket science, but just even like writing it down in front of you and just remembering, like, take a different perspective. Try keeping like a gratitude journal, or just writing a sentence a day just for something that makes you thankful. The music thing is huge, and just remembering that this really leaks into all areas of your life, which is kind of the ultimate goal of why we're all doing this. Is, I don't know who said it, but to create more flow experiences in your life, like where you're just happy and in your zone and doing your thing and just being the best person you can be for yourself and your family and your friends, you know. So in order to kind of be able to create those flowing experiences, you have to just remain in like a positive mindset. You can't let all the crap that people say influence your mood, or, you know, or ruin your day, for God's sake. Like we can't let that happen, because all of us have so much to offer. And, you know, the longer that I'm doing this, the more I'm realizing that. And I just, bye Crystal, I think you said bye. So yeah, so I'm taking too long to talk here, but one more thing I wanted to do with you guys, and then I want Kim to take this back into her track. But so I wanted to just do some positive affirmations with you guys. And I'm sorry if this seems really basic. I should stop saying sorry. I'm glad. Okay, Crystal's still on the call. She heard that. But so if you guys do this regularly, this is just a little bonus for your day. But I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to say it a second time, and I want you to say it with me. All right. And I know like all of you guys are on mute. So it's really weird. Like I haven't done a call like this before. I feel like I'm talking to myself, but that's okay, because that's what positive affirmations are, and creating, you know, mantras and stuff like that. But so I just wanted to go through a couple with you guys, like spend like literally like 3 minutes. So I'm going to say it. If I don't see your mouths moving, I'm just going to hang up. So, okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say it. And then when I say it the second time, say it with me. Okay. So life is good. Life is good. I make myself happy. I make myself happy. I have an attitude of gratitude. I have an attitude of gratitude. My life is filled with many blessings. My life is filled with many blessings. I am thankful. I am thankful. I live in the present. I live in the present. I build my own future. I build my own future. I learn from my mistakes. I learn from my mistakes. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I'm a better person each day. I am a better person each day. The future is mine. The future is mine. I am here now. I am here now. I make my own decisions. I make my own decisions. My future is bright. My future is bright. I am happy. I am happy. And I create my own space for satisfaction. I create my own space for satisfaction. So thank you guys for doing that with me. And I also wanted to tell you that So my good friend Jason, who was the best man in my wedding, for anybody that's going to be on the retreat. I know it's not like solid gold right now, but we're working on getting Jason to do a morning meditation kind of inspiring thing for us one day when we're at the retreat, I think, right, Kim?
Mm-hmm.
So he's very much into things like this. So if you wanted to follow him in the meantime until we do this at the retreat, his name is Jason Williams, and he is like a meditation guru, and he is amazing. So he's eventually going to be on our team, just in case you didn't know. I don't know, not yet. But so that's kind of all I have right now. I think I have like 600 other things that I meant to say. And if I did, I'll just throw them in Ignite this week and you guys can all see them. So Kim?
Oh, I thought it was great. And will you send me all the things that we said so that I can post them with the call and so that I can have them for myself?
Yes.
Will you send them to me? Okay, thank you.
I didn't say them in the exact order. I have them written down, but that's okay.
You can send them in whatever order you want. That's fine. I love doing that. I don't do that enough, but even just doing it with you guys, like there's certain things, there's some of those, like you say, and it might just be me because I'm an emotional person, but like there's certain things and I'm like, you feel like a little emotional, like when you say it out loud, you're like, oh, like, I don't know if it's something that, God, the universe, whatever is trying to be like, are you paying attention? Like, I'm talking to you, like, you're wonderful, you're wonderfully made, so there's things like that. And I read a book this year that encouraged this, this activity as well. And it's very common in personal development to read, that your feet follow your tongue. So if you get up and you start each day, like I felt ridiculous saying these things in my car, but I did it for a while. I should go back to it, but I did. I felt like a nut job. So, but then I felt good about myself because when you say things like that, like we just did, like you can't really like be negative. Like your feet follow your tongue, your mind follows your tongue. Like you have challengers that maybe when they're just starting, I mean, we all started like this, that I'm sure you guys hear like, I'm tired. I'm like, if you say you're tired one more time, like you're just going to have to go take a nap because you're going to put yourself to sleep. You're saying it so much. Like you have to wake up and be like, I'm not tired. Like this isn't hard. Like if you say like the 3-day refresh is hard or the fiber sweep is going to make me gag, then guess what? You're going to gag. Like I pour that and I'm like, this is easy. Chug it, done. It's easy. It's easy. It's easy. All of this stuff is easy. So that's something that I say over to myself over and over again, but I'd love to have that list to remind people to do that on our team. I thought it was great. I loved all the ideas. I took notes, and the one thing that I just wanted to add on to what you said about perspective, as far as, people having, saying, with that guy that said something to you today, like you guys always have to remember that you only know 10% of the story. You have no idea what that guy's morning was like. You have no idea, like if his mother is sick, if he's getting a divorce, like, I mean, you might know some of this stuff, but we really don't know. And it's the same thing when we're, inviting challengers. Like when I was inviting Amanda, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but for 2 years, I'll keep mentioning it. When I was inviting Amanda to coach for 2 years, I didn't know all of this story. I knew that she had been diagnosed with bipolar years ago, but I didn't know her on a friendship level where we sat and chatted about those things. So can you imagine if I had invited her once and never invited her again? Not to say that she wouldn't be coaching or doing something else, but she wouldn't be on my team. She wouldn't be a part of this team if I had just stopped inviting her, because you don't know the whole situation and you don't know when's going to be the right moment. So I really did appreciate hearing you say like, I reached at some point that message reached her at a time where she was like, yep, doing it all, doing the coaching, doing the shakes, doing the 21-day fix, like doing it all. And she hasn't looked back, So I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for, the reminder for myself moving forward that there's some people that I just have to keep reaching out to because I don't know their whole situation. And I don't know when that message in their inbox is going to turn into a yes. You really don't. So I just wanted to end on that note. But I thought it was great. And if we all practice gratitude as our attitude, like adding gratefulness to our food logs, I think is a genius idea. I'm starting tonight officially. And just what I started the call with, like the whole idea, if we are just waking up every day and practicing kindness, guys, this happiness and this flow will happen, and it makes it easier to take care of your body. It makes it easier to press play. Like, we have ups and downs, we have dips, and I'm not promising like a road to success in a straight line. Like, that's not how it works for business or life. But this call is really more about what this is about. It's bigger than a shake, and it's bigger than a workout, and it's, it's bigger than all of that. It's really this community and the impact that you have the chance to have by bringing someone else into it. Like, don't be selfish and keep it all to yourself. Like, when I say send the invite, it's because you might be talking to the next Amanda. You might be talking to the next Bree. You might be talking to the next Leslie. You might be talking to the next Crystal, Megan, Joanna. You just don't know who's going to come onto this team and do amazing things with it for their why and their family. And you might be talking to the next Summer Tucker, who desperately wants to get her husband out of the military. Like, you just don't know. So do not keep people's future captive in your mouth. Open your mouth, invite them, be brave, do hard things, and you never know what they're going to say. All right, guys. You want to say anything else, Amanda?
Yeah, I mean, I missed like 600 things that were on my list, like I said, but I'm not going to, I just, this team is super important to me. Like, everyone, all the new coaches that I don't know, people that have come in from the other team Inspiration of the team? No?
Fire? Yeah, well, her gym is, yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, just everybody is just, it's just super important to me, and to have this support from everybody. And I know that it means the world to everybody else. And, I just wanted you guys to know that, just kind of like know my story if you didn't already know it. And just, even if I'm not always commenting, which I'm trying to get better at, I'm still reading everything, and I try to like the things that I read, and just so that you guys know that I'm here for you, and just like you're all here for me and everything. But it's just such, like, this has changed my life. Like, I'm not going to get all sappy and start crying. I'd rather just keep my sarcastic, like, non-breathing face on. But this, like, literally has changed my whole entire life. Like, Mario and I get along better. Like, just, now I can't talk about it because I'll get all emotional. But it's
okay, like, Amanda. If you need to cry, I'll come on over and you can cry on my shoulder.
Thanks, Joanna. I appreciate it. But I know we all have our struggles, and I know that we're all working to be our best self. But like, I never really, when you're in a year of just not doing the things that you like. I used to be a personal trainer. That's where I met Mario. And for me to stop doing that, and just kind of, I don't know what's going on with the screen. I don't even know if you guys can hear me now, but
yeah, we can.
But for me to stop doing that and to become, like, this person that wasn't doing anything. I wasn't reading anything. I wasn't really doing like anything. I was drinking a lot. I was eating everything, and I wasn't even going for walks. But just to get back into this cycle of just being healthy, and everything has just changed every single relationship that I have with people. And it's changed my marriage, which wasn't bad, but it's just made it so much better. And, people notice that, and you attract people to you by just being like a light in other people's lives.
Amen to that. Yep. I could do a whole call on that after Danny. It might be your circle. Who's in your circle? Because we're about to kick some people out of your circle. That's what Danny's going to tell me. All right. I'm headed to Danny Johnson tomorrow, so we'll be fired up for a call next week. Leslie and Teresa you're leading it. How about that? I was going to tell you this weekend, but here's a heads up. All right, guys, I'll get the recording up and you send me that list, Amanda, and we appreciate you. Thank you for sharing with us, taking your time.
You.
Everyone have a great day. Night. Love you. Bye.
Good night.